Doug, cyber insurance providers will increase their scrutiny of the organizations they insure by requiring quarterly security reviews. Please discuss.
Yeah, so we've seen significant changes in cyber insurance over the last 18 months. And if you recall from what we said in the first part of this is ransomware drove claim rates up to a point where insurance companies weren't attaining their profit objectives. And in many cases, candidly, claim rates were exceeding 100%, which means they were paying out more than they were receiving as income. Two aspects changed there. Number one, the insurance rates went up. And number two, which is really the focus of this, is the acceptance rates of renewals and the acceptance rates of new applications started dropping off. In many particular areas, it's 50%. In some areas, it's even higher, like service providers, people that do IT security. Those types of insurances have increased. And what we're now seeing is them moving to a maturity of asking questions beyond the basic of, do you have multi-factor authentication? Now they're actually asking, do you have multi-factor authentication, and did you actually deploy multi-factor authentication? Did you deploy that at an admin level? Did you do that on your VPN? How does that get segmented within your network? Then they're moving on to things like patch management. They're moving into service account management. They're moving into a number of different areas that ultimately drive the way that we as a business and all of our colleagues in the business industry actually apply for, receive, and what is included and not included. Insurance is one of those things where, as we all know, the fine notes are the details you need to pay attention to. If you have cyber insurance and it excludes ransomware, I would say the value of that cyber insurance is probably not nearly as high as you need in the particular marketplace. So ultimately, the organizational changes that are going on here are forcing organizations to really plan ahead. And if you're in front of a cyber insurance process to get a new policy, and all of these things are a surprise to you, then you're not going to be able to react for probably 2, 3, 4, 6 months in some cases to get those controls in place. And the last thing most businesses want to do is go back as an owner or to the board or to investors and say, I couldn't attain cyber insurance. So if you go in that, make sure you're prepared, make sure you understand the trends that are occurring there, not only the ones I just mentioned there, but they are moving to risk assessments. They are moving to providing and requiring particular services like MDR, having an IR service on retainer, monitoring, not just by EDR, but actually monitor and manage that on a 24/7 basis. So all of those are changes. Unfortunately, there is not consistency across one particular carrier out there or multiple carriers out there. There's not a standard they all follow. And so it's a bit of a wild, wild west is what to expect from each of them.